A criminal court judge is pledging to stop presiding over some cases after our community watchdog discovered the appearance of a conflict of interest.
Nate Morabito joins us live in front of the Carter County Courthouse tonight and explains it involves a rental property, 3 defense attorneys, and an ethics complaint.
Somebody recently sent this anonymous complaint to the Tennessee Board of Judicial Conduct. That person also sent a copy to Judge Stacy Street and me. It raises questions about this house Judge Stacy Street started renting to 3 defense attorneys earlier this year, lawyers who later represented clients in his courtroom.
The Honorable Judge Street presiding.
It's another busy day in Carter County Criminal Court.
This court finds that you've in fact violated your probation.
With Judge Stacy Street behind the bench.
And the court orders you to serve your 8-year sentence.
And plenty of lawyers ready to represent dozens of defendants. But unlike earlier this year, from now on, the judge says you won't find the names of these 3 attorneys on his docket. Judge Street, telling us he has nothing to hide, confirmed the 3 lawyers each pay him $500 a month to rent this house, within walking distance of his courtroom. The trio follows another defense attorney who previously rented from Judge Street here too, each listed in the judge's disclosure of interest forms required by law to be filed yearly with the Tennessee Ethics Commission. But those disclosures may not be enough.
We can do anything from dismissing the complaint to warning the judge not to do certain things, or we can even suspend a judge.
Judge Christopher Kraft is the chairman of the Tennessee Board of Judicial Conduct. While he can't talk specifically about a case or even confirm one exists, he told us generally the state's ethics rules prohibit judges from continuing business relationships with lawyers.
Judges are encouraged not to have financial dealings that might keep them from being able to be impartial on matters that come before them.
If you'll come over here and have a seat, they'll get you signed back up, and I wish you the best.
Judge Street says he previously told every attorney who's rented from him over the years he'd never appoint them to any cases in his courtroom. But until we started asking questions, he says he never thought allowing them to represent paying clients in his courtroom would cross the line. He wouldn't talk on camera for this story, but we spoke with him by phone multiple times. So you're saying nobody's gained any advantage from this business dealing. It's just the appearance of impropriety that could be an issue down the road. After we started asking questions, he quickly reached out to the Board of Judicial Conduct and learned the best way to resolve the perceived conflict of interest is to move all cases involving these attorneys to another judge's courtroom. Judge Street told us they're not going to appear in my courtroom again unless I sell that property. Judge Street says he's worked over the last 5 years he's been in office to uphold the integrity of the office, adding, quote, "I don't want anybody to think we're doing anything wrong," end quote. Before becoming judge, he says he received a waiver to rent the same house to the district attorney's office. He said this has never been a secret, and he added he only rents the house, which he bought about a dozen years ago because of its location, by request. Josh?
Nate Morabito live in Elizabethton tonight. Nate, thank you. Of the 215 complaints the Tennessee Board of Judicial Conduct has received so far this year, records show the board's dismissed all but 8 of them, handing out warnings with 3 of those dismissals, reprimanding 5 judges and taking other action against 3 judges.